bedroom when it hatched. He said that when they come out, they're soaking wet. And there's a speck of blood there, too. Isn't that fascinating? But within an hour, they dry off, and then they begin to fly. Well, I told him I had a cat. I had a cat then. And he just said put it somewhere where the cat couldn't get at it, which is impossible. But what can you do? So I put it up high on this ledge where the cat never went. And it was still there the next morning, so at least it seemed safe to leave it. Well, about a week later, very, very early this one morning, this guy calls me, and he says, "April, do you have a butterfly this morning?" Well, I told him to hold on, and I managed to get up on that ledge and look. And I saw this white spot, and a speck of blood, but no butterfly. And I thought, oh dear God in heaven, the cat got it. Well, I picked up the phone to tell the guy, and then suddenly I saw it under the dressing table. It was moving one wing. The cat had got it, but it was still alive. So I told the guy, and he just kept saying, "Oh no, oh God, no, don't you realize that's a life, a living thing?" Well, I got dressed, and I went to the park, and I put it on a rose. It was summer then. And it looked like it was going to be all right. I think, anyway. But that man, I really felt damaged by him. Awful. I mean, that was just cruel. So I went home, and I called him back. And I said, "I'm a living thing too, you shithead!" I never saw him again.
It's the little things you do together, that make perfect relationships. The hobbies you pursue together, savings you accrue together, looks you misconstrue together, that keep marriage alive.
Yeah, that reminds me of something I did to someone once in my anime. I mean, it's not really the same thing, but in a way. You see, I met a girl once, a lovely girl, at a party. And well, it was just like me and you, April. We just connected. You don't mind me telling you this, do you?
No.
I mean, we just connected in such a beautiful way, exactly like tonight, except we couldn't contain ourselves. It was incredible. I mean, we were talking, and suddenly we realized we just couldn't talk anymore. No sounds came. We just stood, looking at each other, both bathed in perspiration. Our hands were trembling, and our breath was so short, and we just left. We went to one of those strips where they have those motels, and we didn't even say anything. She just sat so close to me. So close. We got inside, and we started laughing and kissing and holding, and suddenly she said, "I should go out and get some champagne and baby oil, and we should get beautifully high and rub." Well, you know, she said that she'd be waiting in bed for me. So I rushed out of there, and I drove around till I could find a liquor store and a drugstore open, and I got all the champagne and the baby oil, and I started back to the motel, but I couldn't find it. I looked for over 3 hours, and I could not find it, with the champagne and the baby oil and my hands trembling and the sweat dripping down my face. And I never saw her again either.
That is the most extraordinary story that I have ever heard. You drove around for 3 hours.
Oh, more! All night I drove around looking for it with all the champagne and the baby oil, and I just could not find it. And my hands were trembling.
That poor girl. Oh, well, I just don't know what to say or do. Oh, that is so sad.
Yes, yes, it is. Very.
hard to be married when to maneuver as one. It's not so hard to be married, and Jesus Christ, is it fun? It